Hello, hello. I think I'm live. I think there's a lot of you on Facebook Live, but if there's anybody there now, if you could just go down to the bottom right hand corner and I will, and let me know that you're there and if you can hear me. By the looks of the screen, it's not an amazing connection. I realise that YouTube Live with the live chat and things doesn't work quite as well as Facebook. So we've got the option of Facebook Live if anything happens. But if there is anybody there, I think I can see there's some people at the top. If you wouldn't mind just saying hello. Hello, I'm saying hello to myself. I wonder if there's anybody else there. We were having all kinds of fun and games with Wi-Fi here in Molinat, so I. Oh, hi Liz. So it is working. Would you mind letting me know if you can hear me okay? Hi Helen. So you guys are saying hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I know you're, so I'm just going to type in here and you here. Okay. I can see you, but it is slightly delayed. Yes, I think I see that on my screen too. So I think what we'll do is we'll try it. If anything happens, I'm going to switch on over to Facebook Live. Whatever happens, and if I'll watch this again later, check for the quality. Today, it only took me 5 hours to upload it. I sound clear. Oh, that's good to know. There's a little bit of background noise. You should see I'm wrapped up warm because I'm in the outside area of the local cafe bar. And apparently there's some big football match on. This is quite an important seminar tonight. This is about how do we put this into practice. So first thing I will say is no matter what you've done so far, it doesn't matter how much you've done, how little you've done, and you could be in a state of confusion as I've fired you all this information across, a little clearer, and look at how we put behind this is that we personalize this. We make it so that it's doable for you. So I've also, over the last couple of days, because I've mostly been in a cafe bar while I've been getting on internet. Your main thing is we can hear you. Good. I have been getting internet site, and I'll pop it down below. If you go into online courses, Lighten Up, and then there's Lighten Up members on there. What I've done is I've categorized everything and I put it into some of the websites. So if you have fallen behind or, you know, you just want to go back to something information, but don't feel that you have to use it all. It's only of what's interest to you. And what's really important about this process is that you just make small changes that are manageable. So that is going to be a very personal thing. So let's get started. And I thought of this today when I had a break where I was in Gruda, my shiatsu massage when I was there, and I gave myself this thought: we should start this tonight before we go into any of the details. I'm just going to invite you to sit and think about, okay, let's go forwards a month's time, and you've done this process. And think about what you put in your questionnaire. And I've read them all, but part of that was what you're hoping to achieve. So just want you to sit for a moment and think about what you're looking to achieve. I notice the connection's just gone. Let me just see if it's going to come back. Yes, I think we're back. So all you missed there, if you did miss something there, would just sit and have a think. Maybe the connection was giving you time to think, to take down a few notes, just write a few words down, whether it's feeling lighter, more energy. It's always the answer to that why question, which is the secret to your motivation. And whenever you're flagging in track, always go back to why are you doing this? What are you hoping to get out of it? So just sit for a moment and ground yourself. Maybe you've made some notes. But pause. Feeling motivated, light, strong, and just try and picture yourself and where you are. Maybe there's somewhere specific you want to be in a month's time, and you can picture yourself there. Picture what's around you and how you're responding to what's around you, because perhaps you feel more confident, or you've got the energy to be somewhere that you want to be, that you're proud of yourself. What can you hear? And how does it feel finally to be there where you wanted to be at the end of this course? And as we do in class, a really nice way just to seal this in is take the tip of the thumb, tip of the forefinger together. And we've got a little unstable connection, but that's okay. Just seal it in. Get a little pause there to seal it in. So as we go through this, I want you to keep in mind your reason for doing it, how it's going to feel at the end of it. Focus on the end goal. So what you're maybe wanting to know now is how we get there. So as I've mentioned all along, there is no magic pill. If it was one magic pill, it would be mindfulness. And what I mean by that is that we want to make that. So maybe in the workplace, you've learned this process where we go from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence, where there's sometimes a little confusion about where we are now, to conscious competence, to unconscious competence. If I was to put this simply, it's like wearing in rust. So we've got maybe habits we don't even realize they're not useful. And this could be something like, I've mentioned your habits are that haven't been working. Maybe they're coming into your conscious awareness now. Then what happens is you realise you need new help. Another example of this would be, and I used to come across this a lot when we were at sixth forms, and people, that's like a lot smaller portion than I've been eating. I've been used to eating bigger portions, and this would be a big realization for some people. So they would go from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence. They'd realize what wasn't working for them. Then we'd have to go through this process of making the conscious incompetence, realizing what wasn't working, to take longer for people to do that, which is the 21, 28. That's the amount it takes to get being comfortable. Then it somehow makes it more achievable and doable in your head. If you're thinking, I've only got that amount of time until it becomes comfortable, it helps you stay on track. What they're going to be 1 month where it's going to be tough, and then we're going to have new habits, and new slippers are going to be worn in. So this is what we do with the Magic 21 strategy. Now, if you've downloaded that, you'll be looking at choose if you want just one little thing that you change. or you can choose up to 3. And one of those things, and I would recommend that you do this one thing, is put into place a miracle morning. This changes everything. It's the best time of day, physically and psychologically, to make positive changes to your health and well-being. As the day goes on, it becomes more difficult. We run out of energy. Life gets in the way, other stuff crops up. It becomes difficult. So we do it first thing. It also kickstarts the metabolism. I've not done any learning about this. Let me know. I'll put things that might hold you back. Some of you were smart and you knew it wasn't a case of not enough time. It was a case of not enough energy. So energy is huge, and the way we shift our energy to raise our vibrational frequency, we do that through our mantra. We do it through a bit of movement, meditation. So I'm going to show you how to put these things together. So take a piece of paper now. Hopefully by now you've got some kind of mantra. If not, take it from what you wrote down about what your aim was for the end of the course. Make sure it's positive. Also, you take this piece of paper and you make it really big, or get a big piece of cardboard or something and put it up on the wall and really make it yours. So I would suggest that you did that. So you got your mantra. That's the first thing you've done. The next thing, and I've sent you some suggestions on the Facebook group. I'll send you them by email. Get yourself a theme tune. Remember Ally McBeal? She had a theme tune. Get a really positive theme tune. I'm loving Nina Simone's version of Here Comes the Sun at the moment, because apparently the sun's coming out. I was watching. It can be doing one of the metabolic workouts, and if hormonal balance and metabolic function, losing weight, lightening up is one of your goals, I'd recommend you did those 3 times a week. And I'm going to be helping you with the inspiration for those. So you've got a mantra, a bit of music, and you've got a movement to see whether it's a little bit better over here. So I never imagined I'd be here tonight. So once you've got your mood, you may have a little bit of meditation. It's the ideal time for it. I've also put in some ideas as to what you might do there with your meditation, how you might let setting yourself up for the rest of the day. Only a few minutes. You might couple your meditation with some music, or I've got some fantastic, give you almost a structure to it, and then you're going to personalize, and we'll look at that next week. I'm hoping you can still hear me. I'm going to continue, and I'll check the recording later on. So we've got your miracle morning, we've got your mantra, a bit of music. We've also got, and perhaps maintaining a healthy weight is an issue for you. I'm going to suggest that mindful eating becomes a priority, slowing down when you eat, never eating when you're stressed, okay, always making sure you're relaxed, and sometimes just taking physical signs of hunger, or am I eating for another reason? And we're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I find myself, sometimes in the evening just, floating my way to the cupboard to see what's in there that's interesting. We all do that. But when you're more mindful, you stop and you give yourself that pause. It'll stop you making decisions, or you'll start making decisions from a very conscious, mindful place. Mindful eating also means looking at what you're eating and the quality of what you're eating. I don't know if any of you checked out the chia pudding that I put on the other day, and I will compare this to a normal porridge. I did the experiment on myself actually because I kind of knew it was the case, but I wanted to just check as to how much time. If I eat a normal bowl of porridge, oats, I'm hungry after an hour or two. That chia pudding recipe that I put together as a video, it was 5 hours before I was hungry. Good metabolism, pretty fast. I'm a pitta type. So that's also a mindful way of doing things, is to think of not empty calories, but everything that you're eating has got good nutritious value, but also it satisfies you. That's really important. Simple tips for spring, okay? So it's a minefield what to eat. Eat loads of things. You can't go far wrong with that, and add in some healthy fats. So at lunchtime, you might have we're starting to get to salad times. We want to do more leafy greens in spring. Autumn and winter is the time for it might be a nice salad with a bit of protein in, whatever that might be. A vegan option might include something that's a complete protein, like quinoa, something like that. Asian grains, fantastic. You might want to pop in your smoked time. A chicken salad, a tuna salad, something like that's going to work fantastically. Maybe accompanied by a soup. And a really good trick is to have soup 20 minutes before your main course, because the soup helps fill you up. It takes 20 minutes for your stomach to register that you're full. Your stomach, in fact, your mind-body systems register you're full. So have one of the soups first, full of greens, loads of greens and a protein, and a healthy fat. If you're vegan, it may be a legume with nuts, so a bean salad but with nuts in. You've got to really think about how you're combining things when you're vegan. So, but it can make you a much more creative cook as well. In the evening, that's when you may want to add in a little bit of carb, and there's where you have to become a detective. Too many carbs and things just stay the same. Something like half a sweet potato, a small serving of rice, along with your loads of fats and protein, is going to be about right. And if you're looking at a plate, and a good way to trick yourself if you think portion control is a problem, is to get smaller plates. You want 3/4 veg, preferably green leafy veg is going to be great, and especially for women, as we all are on this course over 35. Full fibre, great for spring. They're going to alkalize the blood, just amazing for us. 3/4, and then the other quarter protein, healthy fat. For dinner, you can have a quarter of the plate, maybe some kind of carb, but a healthy carb. And ancient grains like quinoa work very well in the evenings because they help us sleep. So there's a snapshot. I'll go a bit more into what to eat next week. Or it's more important, not the nitty-gritty little foods, it's how you eat. If you were to do one thing for mindful eating, slow down, make sure you sit and eat your dinner in a very quiet place where you're not distracted. You're more likely to overeat if you're watching television or dropping out there. So I did move a little closer. I'm hoping you can't, there's not too much noise in the background because we've got the football on here and I can't, spoil that piece of an important match. But yeah, mindful eating, slow down, savor every mouthful, and make sure that everything that you eat is joyful for you. Yes, I'm going to use the word joyful. Your password, by the way, for the website is joy. I've sent that to you, but yes, it needs to be joyful. You want every morsel that you put into your mouth, you want to enjoy it, and that's the key to being really satiated and satisfied by your food, rather than just if you're eating recipes and they just sat in the cupboard and just think, I don't eat that sort of stuff, it's just like not interesting whatsoever. So get stuff that you like, and you enjoy cake, go and eat the cake and enjoy every single mouthful with no guilt. But bear in mind, you probably don't want to eat the same amount of dinner as you usually would later on, so it might be a later dinner. When you get to know, and I ask you to trust me with that, you will get to that stage of unconscious incompetence. You go out and eat the cake, no guilt, you eat it, and then you just like after yourself 80% of the time, the other 20 takes care of itself. As many of you know, I love my wine. I don't drink very much here, funny enough, but I don't have any guilt when I do. If I was in a phase where I think where I'm, you know, on a bit more of a health drive, lighten up, I might be thinking, okay, if I have a glass of wine in the evening, I'm gonna, you know, just think, well, I'm gonna reduce something somewhere else. Breakfast is crucial. So just like exercise, as the day goes on, you're less likely to make good decisions. At breakfast, you can get as many of your amino and nutrients in. I'm a big fan of real food, preferably real clean food close to nature. However, I do take shortcuts, and say for instance when I was on my journey through from the UK to Croatia, I had Warrior Blend, which is as close to nature as you can get. They got it in Mother Earth if you're Exmouth Devon based, and it's very, very good and it's delicious. I've got one at the moment, and that's vegan, by the way, Liz, as well. And I've got one at the moment which is a pure pea protein one. It doesn't taste that great, so I've got to add stuff in. But it's a great thing to do if you've got a busy life and it's just not realistic to build a breakfast with everything that you need in it. I can pretty much throw together a shake in a matter of seconds. So you add some blueberries in. I've put a video together. I think it's uploading at the moment. I've put together a video with the shake recipe, but that chia pudding's there. There's a shake recipe, and I'm also going to put in a nice big bunch for those days on the weekends. Say for instance you've been out a Friday night, you've eaten quite late and you've eaten a lot. Saturday morning, you feel like getting up, and maybe you want to do, you know, an hour-long class or something like that, or a long walk, and you don't want to eat a big breakfast before that. You maybe just need, and then afterwards. So this is what I would do: is then have a big brunch. So if I've had big meals, you know, Friday night quite late, I'm not hungry in the morning, I'll have a bulletproof coffee for my energy, which is coffee and coconut oil, whizzed up, and then later on, I will do this after yoga, and each of those of you that used to come there, I'd get my breakfast afterwards, and that'd just be it, a proper brunch, you know. So I'm going to put you a recipe together for a good proper brunch as well. But your most important meal is your breakfast. So hopefully that's just giving you a little idea of what to put into your miracle morning if you did nothing else. As we've gone through this, and as you've gone through the last few days, there may be other habits that you realise that you've got that aren't particularly useful for you. And that might be pressing the snooze button. This was one that I changed, and I used the Music 21 strategy to change my snooze habit, and I never press snooze now. It could be something to do with portion sizes. It could be not eating when you're not hungry. So I mentioned my sister before, and what she did. One of the changes that happened after she started walking first thing is she also realised that she comfort ate, she stress ate. So she, just by bringing that into awareness, and she said, I'm only going to eat when I'm actually hungry, or it's, you know, for an occasion or something like that, rather than for to have other emotions. And also just little changes, like say, you know, you usually have a big pizza, you have half pizza, but it's like big salad. So there may be habits that you've got that you've realised that don't particularly work for you. Depending on how much time you want to commit to this, For your Magic 21 strategy, it could be simply what you're going to do in the morning. Or it could be, it's got 3 lines, 1 little thing. Or it might be 3 little things. You choose the things that you can commit to. It's hard to believe at the moment. And I always worry at this stage because I'm thinking, I know what happens. I'm thinking, still everybody wants a magic pill. They want me to tell them, right, just like follow this plan and it'll be all right, just do that thing, eat those good berries, it'll be fine. It's not about that, it's about changing behaviours. So but this does work. If you set yourself up first thing in the morning, so if you just did that miracle morning thing, then that could be enough. And what I'm going to invite you to do, take a moment now to write down some of the things that you might do based on what I've said. And just take mantra. Have you got a piece of music? Or set that, this is your task tomorrow. Again, the connection cut out. Just what it said on my screen, it was unstable. Just as I said, just take a pause and think about that. It's weird. Weird. Is you set yourself up for success. You want to feel good when you've achieved it. You don't want to make it unachievable. Best to just start really, really small. And you can get to the end of this month and you can tackle one of the other things with the exact same process. But what you don't want to do is go too hard, too fast, and set yourself up for failure. And then you're probably looking at that Magic 28 and you're thinking, that Magic 21. I put 21 boxes, but I'm saying take 28 days. Take the whole month. To just tick off what I'm doing. Happens. We know this about children, don't we? Or even dogs and cats. You reward good behaviour and it reinforces it. So we be that could be you could involve, you know, a partner and just say, look, I really want to do this for myself. But they might say, oh, you know, treat yourself. Get other people involved, but most importantly, reward yourself. What's going to make you feel good at the end of it? Now, sometimes you might find, I've found sometimes that people have placed a food related thing when what they're trying to do is adjust their eating habits to make them more healthy down as a reward. Now I was told this, I heard this somewhere and I did used to use it on Fitful, which was, you're not a dog. So, you know, I would caveat that and say, if you know, the food reward is something like going out for a meal at the Pink or something like that, you're going to make a big experience out of it, then great. But, you know, eating a full chocolate cake at the end of it, you know, don't reward yourself with things like that. Just try and get into, you know, nice healthy eating habits. And what I mean by healthy eating is making food your own. It's neither a reward or a punishment. It just is. Okay, but it can be a big joy in life. Strategy again. Have above or somewhere written, and I really would recommend make a big vision about this. You know, a big, you know, one size sheet. You know, and colour it in with, even, you know, put some pictures on there like you would on a vision board. Here's my mantra. Here's how I'm going to feel at the end. These are the things I'm going to commit to, and then you take time. You've ticked off 21 boxes in 28 days. So that, let's look at that. That's about 5 days a week. You know, most throughout that time, 5 days a week. And then once more when you get up on Saturday and you think, you know what, I'm starting to feel good. I want to do this today. I do want to do this. That's what I want you to get to, is that you wake up because you know that your day is going to be better as a result of doing that. And can you imagine that? It's like second nature. So, next steps, just as I'm going to invite you to email me. I'm going to be around all day tomorrow, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Is email your dog. I'm thinking to myself, I'm constantly having those conversations. Email it to me so you've written it down. I'll also have a look at it and I'll tell you if I think you're being a bit unrealistic. Okay, what you're going to do. Isn't that a habit that we've all got? Oh, I'm going to blow it now. I'll start again on Monday. I'll start on Monday. What's the reality of this? Mondays, generally, nobody feels good on Monday. So don't start on Monday. Start on Friday. Start on Saturday. You know, break that habit of starting on Monday. Start when you're ready. So I'm hoping you've been able to hear me. Pop down, you've been realising I've been loving getting emails from you with whatever the question is. The more that you're emailing me, I know you're engaged with it. And I think it just helps sometimes you to have somebody there. I've got all the notes already from this seminar or are online. So if I've not got the video re-recorded tomorrow straight away, let me just type that in while I'm here, actually, while we're here. Happy Fit. It's where you signed up. .co.uk / you want to look for online courses. Go to that and then look for Lighten Up members. Okay, and then you'll see that comes up. You need the password, which is Joy. And then you can access all the notes from here that you might have missed. It's good the more that you can, don't worry about going over it more than once. Repetition, remember, is the mother of all learning. So it'll really cement it in. So go over the notes, put in your action steps, think about what you're going to commit to, and tell me what day you're going to start. And then, you know, what I had this idea of as well today is that I think most of you on the Facebook group, if you're not and you want to join it, send me a message and I'll invite you. Is that you go on and you let people know of all your little successes, because it is a power in the group as well. It's solidarity. This, you know, we're all in this together. And by you showing others, we can really help each other with this. And I'm also going to do this process because there's a couple of habits that I'd let go. And one of them is like my favourite thing that I do is my Wim Hof breathing method. And I don't know what to this with you. I've done it before and I've helped other people through this process. So yeah. We're all in this together as well to watch. So I think we're coming to the close now. I'm just going to, I've not missed anything. Blah, 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 blah. Celebrate success. Your question in my questionnaire. Is there anything that may prevent you from this happening? That might provide you with the habit that you might need to change. Something at times our habits. I thought you wake up in the morning, you're all set to go. Right? You wake up in the morning, it's a bit chilly outside. No, you may be still feeling a little bit groggy, as we do in the morning. That's why it's good to get up and get started. And then in the morning, you say to yourself, either off. Okay, we get into that pattern. We talk ourselves out there. So your new habit, maybe, when that happens, saying to yourself, JFDI, just Stephen doing. Oh, come on, get up. It's going to be a great day. You're going to feel great. But have a strategy for when that voice creeps in that is about to tell you that you don't really need it. But it's more comfortable not to do it because not doing it, as you always see. We're going to wear in our new slippers now. So any more questions before I sign off? Give me the information. Do feel free to listen again. Do feel free to send me any of your questions as well. But now, from my heart to your heart. Oh, tomorrow we've got the metabolic workout ready to go on the website. There's a recipe ready to go on the website. If you want to start tomorrow, you can start tomorrow. But I would probably start Friday. But you want to start on those little things you feel compelled to. It's already there, or just have a look on here on the YouTube channel, pick out something you want to do and be inspired. That's my aim. Namaste.